Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got James, we got one Alvaro, we got Naeem, we got Mark, we got Julio, we got DDR, Khalid in the chat. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do me a massive favor, smack the like button here on your way in. Subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We are on the road to 20K. Cannot do without you guys. And today we're doing a longer extended podcast because we're talking all things schedule release. It's supposed to be coming out today. Now, usually how this works, or at least the last several years, the Arizona Cardinals have been one of the last teams to release their schedule. It usually comes on at ArizonaCardinals.com around the 3 or 4 o'clock mark, but it's usually fun in the morning part of the schedule release day because you get to see all these leaks that end up happening, right? You end up seeing all these things that can happen, right? Right now, we are known of two different games already rumored to be for the Cardinals. Yesterday, we ended up hearing one yesterday, and we ended up hearing one earlier this morning as well. So we already kind of know two games, but there's 15 games left to kind of figure out where the bye week is, and the 15 other games as well. So as we go along, we're going to be trying to piece together this Arizona Cardinals schedule so far. This is what we know of so far here for the people here that are currently in the chat that really don't follow Cardinals news. This is going to be what it looks like as of right now. Week 1, Cardinals versus Chargers at LA. Week 4, Cardinals versus Giants at New York. This is what we know so far right now. Now, of course, as the dates of the schedule gets released, we're gonna get to know, obviously, fill up this whole bracket pretty soon, right? We're gonna know what our bye week's gonna look like. We're gonna know which games are where. And if you guys do not know what the opponents for the Cardinals are, these are going to be the opponents for the Cardinals. So this whole time, probably going to be live for about a couple hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours, to kind of depending on how this schedule leaks are shaking out. But this is going to be kind of all the teams we have to look out for, right? Like the Cowboys, the Saints, when are we playing the division games, right? The Rams, Seahawks, as well as the 49ers, the Chiefs. Are we going to get the Chiefs early, or are we going to wait till the end where Mahomes is definitely going to play, right? When are we playing Raiders? Is Fernando Mendoza going to be playing, right? All those different questions are hopefully all going to be not answered, but it gives something for us to talk about heading into the 2026 season. This is in a an exciting time on its own. But right now, we're all here for it. I think Cardinals fans, we need something to hang our hat on. And right now, this is the closest thing we got because obviously right now it's just mini camp right now, right? The voluntary mini camps are happening right now uh, for the Cardinals and the rest of the NFL. So here we are. Obviously, shout out here to the people that are currently in the chat. And then we're going to talk about the games that we currently know and kind of how I feel about where it is right now. Let's take a couple comments here in the chat. Let's go with Sharp in the chat. What's up, brother? He says this: starting on the road again. That's like 4 years in a row. Yeah, man. Here's the thing. Cardinals don't have any international games. Cardinals don't get respected. It's just going to be one of those things that we got to get used to as Cardinals fans, right? At the end of the day, we got to get used to it as Cardinals fans because let's be honest, the Cardinals have not really proved that they are worthy in an international game, and they haven't proved that they are a team to get excited for. Like, I'm seeing a lot of fan bases right now, including the Giants as well as the Chargers. They're looking at the Cardinals where they're at, and they're like, "Oh, that's going to be a beatdown, right?" Like, "Oh, my team's going to beat them," right? Now, obviously, we only know the Giants as well as the Chargers right now. But until the Cardinals prove that they're going to be a consistent winning team and a winning organization, this is going to be, unfortunately, what we're dealt with as Cardinals fans. But appreciate you, Kazi. I appreciate you, Sharp, for being in the chat. Kazi says this: we played the Jets week 16, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Let's see. There's a lot of moving parts right now between here until 3 hours from now, because I'm pretty sure we're going to go live for a few hours here to kind of piece together this schedule, because the closer and closer we get to like the 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock hour, usually we know what the schedule looks like moving forward. So we're going to be filling this bad boy out as much as we possibly can when we know this schedule. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun stream. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's first talk about how I feel about the Chargers game, right? Let's talk about the Chargers first. The Cardinals are starting in LA for week 1. And of course, like I said earlier, you're going to be seeing a lot of comments out there from people saying, oh, that's going to be an easy win for the Chargers. I mean, Jim Harbaugh, right? It's actually kind of crazy. Both games that have been leaked, and it just kind of clicked in my head right now. Both games that have been linked are the Harbaugh brothers, right? We got Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers, and in week 4 we got John Harbaugh with the Giants. That's kind of weird how that leaked out like that. But anyways, right? Maybe just a weird coincidence. But anyways, like I was saying earlier, how do I feel about starting in LA? Well, honestly, I'm not mad at it. I mean, it could have been uh, it's not that I don't feel, and I think the Chargers are a good team. Will the Chargers be a playoff team? Probably, right? Let's be real. The Chargers usually are a playoff team. So I'm not going to come in here and say, oh, that's an easy win for the Cardinals, because it's not, right? It's not ideal to go out of your time zone, which it probably will still be the same time zone come September, but it's not easy to not sleep in your own bed, not having a home game in week 1. But like I said earlier, that's just kind of what we're dealt with. You got to kind of roll with the punches. But how sweet would it be if the Arizona Cardinals were to able to upset the Chargers in week 1? Is it possible? Anything's possible, right? Is it realistic? I don't know. Right? I do right now look at the Chargers as a more complete team than the Arizona Cardinals right now, but you never know. Like, maybe Jacoby Brissett absolutely lights it up against their defense, and it's a completely high-scoring game. Jeremiah Love can very well go up and down their throat. I don't think they're really known as a run-stopping defense, if I can remember correctly. I know they got some really good pieces on their defensive side of the ball, but honestly, I'm not really mad at this. I'm not mad at starting the schedule with the LA Chargers. I'm not mad at it one bit. Honestly, I'm welcoming to it, and it's right here. Like, if you want to take a 6-hour road trip over to LA to watch this game, you can. If you want to take a 45-minute flight to LA, you can. So if Cardinals fans obviously want to partake in the festivities of Cardinals versus Chargers, they can do it, and it's actually very, very convenient to do so. I'm not mad at this one bit. I'm really, really not. Actually, I kind of like this matchup, to be real with you. I kind of like this matchup with let's see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a win, right? I'm not saying it's a win at all, but here we are, right? Here we are. Now, week 4, the Arizona Cardinals have the Giants. So it's funny because this is the time right now where there's a lot of fans coming out of nowhere saying some outlandish things. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I say some outlandish things too, so I'm not gonna come out here and be like, "Oh, don't say those things," because I say some crazy things as well, right? I like the fact that we're getting Jackson Dart in week 4. I don't know, something about it. I like Jackson Dart. I really do. I like Cam Scadaboo. I like their weapons and they got on their offensive side of the ball. I look at the Giants and I look at the Cardinals, and with the exception of probably the quarterback position, and even then, like I said, I like Jackson Dart. It's just we don't truly know exactly if he's their franchise. Is he, a good player? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Can he stay out of concussion protocol? Well, I mean, let's see what John Harbaugh does. Maybe he has him play less reckless. Probably, right? Maybe they run him the ball or they run with him a lot less. But this one here I see as a more favorable matchup for the Cardinals. Now, unfortunately, not good to go to New York, right? Completely different time zone. That's not good. But the positive side is that you're not playing in New York in November and December weather, right? So for what it's worth, there's that, right? So the Arizona Cardinals have something to say. Okay, well, a New York trip going to the East Coast, but you don't have to play in November, December football. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. This one right here I see as a favorable matchup for the Cardinals. The Chargers, not so much, unless, like I said, unless the Cardinals absolutely shock the world and we're kind of in a state where let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens, because here at the end of the day, that's kind of what we got going for us right now, right? It's kind of a wait and see, right? Wait and see. But I think this is a favorable matchup for us. Not saying we're winning, right? I'm not going to get that outlandish. I'm not saying we're winning, but this is a favorable matchup for us, at least in my opinion. We do got a super chat chiming in here. We got Julio with the 2. What's up, man? Appreciate the $2 donation. He says this. That's why it's good to have a vet quarterback. Yeah. I mean, well, the good thing is that you don't have to force Beck to play, right? You don't have to force Beck to play, which is good. It absolutely is good. Honestly, it's for the best interest for Beck to not start the season with the card. Do you want to see Beck? Do I want to see Beck? 100%. 100% I would love to see Carson back. But it would probably be for the benefits of the Arizona Cardinals to start off the season with a said Jacoby Brissett. Now, obviously, it's going to depend if he actually signs the contract that he wants. We don't know. We don't know what that's going to be, right? We don't know what that's going to look like right now. He's still in negotiations. Maybe the closer we get to June 8th, right? Maybe the closer we get to June 8th, we're going to get a better understanding if he's going to be the quarterback for the Cardinals or if he's not going to be the quarterback for the Cardinals, right? It's going to be, the picture would be painted a lot better. Let's put it that way, right? The picture would be painted a lot better once we find out a little bit more. But I agree with you, Julio. Appreciate the super chat. Right now, we just don't know if it's going to be Jacoby Brissett or if it's going to be Gardner Minshew. We don't know right now. McDrip is in the chat saying favorable might really. I mean, I was looking at the chat earlier, and this is a Cardinals chat, right? I know obviously there's some people out there that are not Cardinals fans that join the chat, and that's completely fine, right? Welcome. Appreciate you for being here. But yeah, I've seen some people in the chat looking at, and saying there's only going to be like 3 or 4 wins for the season for the Cardinals. I don't know if those are Cardinals fans saying that, or I don't know if they're just people that are just not believing in the Kool-Aid of what the Cardinals can potentially be. But again, that unfortunately is the nature of the beast of the organization that we are right now, right? Unless they prove otherwise, they're always going to be hammered in being not a good team, right? Because again, this chat alone has said there's only going to be like 2 or 3 wins for us. And it's crazy to me because I do believe we have a really good offense. Defensively, it's still kind of unknown. I don't really know. We got an offensive-minded head coach. I'm just hoping that the trends continue to where the Cardinals can be competitive, right? Like that's what I'm looking for the Cardinals to be competitive this year. That's what I'm looking for here more than anything. Let's see how it shakes out. Now, we did also get we also did get the international slate and the Thanksgiving slate. Did you guys see the games in Thanksgiving? Good God. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is going to be so damn fun. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the NFL is going to be so fun for the NFL because they got crazy good games coming out here in Thanksgiving. Let's just recap it real quick. 2026 Thanksgiving. Now, of course, the Cardinals are not they're not playing Thanksgiving. They're not. So let's not get crazy. But still, like if you want to have a great time and it's going to be very fun, check this out. So Thanksgiving slate on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. You got the Rams and the Packers. Already started off hot. Love it. Thursday, you got 3 games. It starts off with the Bears and the Lions. Then you got the Eagles and the Cowboys. And then you got the Chiefs and the Bills. That's how you wrap up your day. That's going to be amazing. Oh, man. This slate of games are amazing. Fridays, probably the least exciting, right? Probably the least exciting, but still, right? You got to see Sean Payton and probably Bo Nix. But Friday, it's supposed to be the Broncos and the Steelers. And that one's going to be Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So for what it's worth, these slate of games here in Thanksgiving are going to be so darn fun. And of course, again, internationally, the Cardinals don't get an international game. But like I said before, do the Cardinals deserve an international game? Let me know in the chat. Do the Cardinals deserve an international game? I don't think they do. Like legit, I don't think they do. Prove that you can win, right? Prove that you can win. But this is what the international schedule looks like in 2026 thus far, right? You got week 1, LA versus the San Francisco 49ers in Australia. That's going to be fun. Week 3 in Brazil, Cowboys versus the Ravens. Weeks 4 through 6, all in England. October 4th is going to be Commanders and the Colts. October the 11th, Jaguars versus the Eagles. October 18th, Jaguars versus the Texans. The Jaguars, they play England a lot. So they're probably going to stay there for like a couple weeks as they got back-to-back games in England. Week 7, Paris, Saints and Steelers. Week 9, Madrid, Spain, Falcons versus Bengals. Week 10, Lions and Patriots. That's in Germany. And there's a Mexico game, San Fran versus the Vikings in Mexico, week 11. Man, I'm telling you, the international games have been ready to go. Let's just see. Let's see how this all shakes out here at the end of the day. Randall in the chat. What's up, Randall? Randall says the Cardinals should only be allowed to play Thursday night football so we can pop off just like we did against the Cowboys. Well, hopefully we get a Thursday night football game versus the Cowboys, right? Hopefully we get a Thursday night football game versus the Cowboys. That'll be fun. Javi in the chat says that's the problem. People think it's a favorable matchup, but the facts say otherwise. Giants are ahead of us in the building. Well, actually, that's a good question. For the people here in the chat, how far away do you think the Giants truly are from the Cardinals? Serious question. How far away do you think the Giants truly are from the Cardinals? What makes them, I guess, far away? Is it John Harbaugh? Because if that's the case, yeah, I mean, let's be real. I mean, a lot of us wanted John Harbaugh. I mean, but let's be real. Like, no, the Cardinals couldn't afford him, right? Or they just didn't go that direction, or he didn't want us. Whatever the situation might have been, right? We can label it any which direction that you want, right? But the question stands right now. Okay, do you really think that they're far away from us? I'm talking about the Giants. I don't think they're too far away. I mean, they got Jackson Dart, which right now, okay, Jackson Dart is fun. Seems like a franchise quarterback, but we don't 100% know. Deals with a lot of concussions because of the erratic play and how he plays so far under Dable, but now it's Harbaugh. How far away do you think we truly are from a Giants team, right? They got Scadaboo as their running back, which I really do like as well. They also share the carries with Tracy. But other than that, I mean, I don't know if you guys also heard, but Malik Neighbors, and I'm not saying he's not going to be available in week 1, but Malik Neighbors' original injury, it seems like he had to get another injury to kind of remove the scar tissue on his knee. And I think that was reported a couple days ago, if I can remember correctly. Let me just see if I can. Yes. There was a tweet here from Dan Duggan saying Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors underwent a second surgery on his knee to remove scar tissue that was causing stiffness, according to sources. I'm told the second surgery took place multiple weeks ago, and it was described as a cleanup. The second surgery isn't expected to impact recovery timeline. The team is still hoping that he's going to be available for the opener. But he had to get a second surgery, right? He had to get a second surgery. So, not saying that he's not wide receiver number 1 for them or anything like that, but how far away do you think the Giants are truly from the Cardinals? I don't think they're too far away. If you're talking about coach in general, then okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Sharp in the chat says Malik will be ready by week 4. He's probably going to play against the Cardinals. Let's be real. But week 1 is the question out there, right? Mark in the chat says Harbaugh is the question mark until he proves he can coach for a dysfunctional organization. Well, that's fair. That's fair. So everybody in the chat. So Dart, Burns, Harbaugh. Okay. I'll give you Harbaugh, Burns. I'll give you that. I mean, we got Josh Sweat. Julio in the chat says they won't have Neighbors. He's on a second surgery. He probably will be available by week 4. Maybe, I mean, they're hopeful by week 1, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Freddie in the chat says, Mike, I think Beck's got to start. I mean, you know how I feel. You know how I feel about it, but the truth of the nature right now is it's a kind of wait and see, right? Let's see what Jacoby Brissett does. That's kind of what this all comes down to. Randall in the chat says the Cardinals should only. Oh, this is. I already read this already. We'll see. Whenever in the chat says it's an improvement, if anything. Sharp in the chat says I've had 10 knee surgeries and a cleanup doesn't affect his playing ability. Okay, that's fair. It seems like the report that I ended up seeing here says that the reason why he did it was based off of stiffness, it said, right? That they wanted to remove some of the scar tissue and remove some of the stiffness. At least that's what they're saying here. So we'll see. Man, we got the Christmas slate too. We got the Christmas slate coming our way as well. Christmas slate for the NFL. Shout out here, Aussie NFL on X/Twitter. Ended up releasing this. He says this: Christmas Eve. You ready for this? Christmas Eve, Texans versus the Eagles. Texans versus the Eagles, Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, you got 3 games. Packers versus Bears, Bills versus Broncos, and Rams versus Seahawks. Woo-wee! Wow. Okay. All right. So Christmas, the games have been already released. And I think it was just released probably a couple minutes ago. Christmas Day, Texans versus Eagles. I said Christmas Day. I'm sorry. Christmas Eve, Texans versus Eagles. Christmas Day, starting off with Packers and Bears, Bills and Broncos, and then Rams versus Seahawks. Love it. Love it. I think I read somewhere out there that the Rams are in multiple different, what's the word? That the Rams are in multiple different primetime games this year. A lot. It makes sense, right? People want to see the Rams. People don't want to see the Cardinals. Let's be real. People don't want to see the Cardinals. So here we are. Randall in the chat says, whatever edge rusher the Giants have lined up on the right side is going to eat against us. Well, right now it seems like Wilkinson will probably be the guy on the right-hand side, at least as of right now, unless something changes. But that's fair. That's fair to say. AJ in the chat says, we still have the same defensive coordinator, which is my major worry. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I'm leaning on with the whole Nick Rallis thing, is hoping and praying that a lot of that man, what I'm trying to say is how conservative he was. I'm hoping that was more of the Jonathan Gannon game plan. That's what I'm hoping for. That them being conservative was, this is going to be what Jonathan Gannon wanted. I mean, he's basically kind of fighting for his career right now. Let's be real. He's fighting for his career. There was not a lot of people knocking their doors down for a Nick Rallis to be their defensive coordinator. Nobody was, right? So if he does get a job, maybe he goes back to being a linebacker coach before? Maybe he goes back to being a linebackers coach, but we'll see. It's going to be very, very fascinating to see how this all shakes out. Conservative, yeah. Well, I was going for conservativeness. That's what I was trying to say, now that I can actually say it. Conservativeness is what I was trying to say, which I don't think it was actually a word, so my brain was probably fighting with my mouth. It might be a word. But I was going for conservativeness is what I was trying to say. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say. But yes, appreciate you. We'll see. KK in the chat saying Aaron Rodgers is quarterback 1 and quarterback 2 is Jacoby Brissett and quarterback 3 is Carson Beck if the Arizona Cardinals. I disagree with this. I disagree with this for a couple different reasons. I think if the Arizona Cardinals were going to bring in an Aaron Rodgers, which again, I don't want to pull on that thread again, but the weekend just happened, and those reports that were saying that he was going to be meeting with the Steelers, it didn't end up coming to fruition. It didn't end up coming to fruition. So now we're here, right? Now we're here. So the big question mark is, does Aaron Rodgers want to play still? Right? But if Aaron Rodgers does get signed, Jacoby Brissett isn't coming back. Or at least he better play on his current contract because there's not going to be an extension given to him, right? That's more of what I'm trying to say, right? That's more what I'm trying to say. That if Aaron Rodgers is brought in, which again, I don't think it's going to happen, but let's talk about it because why the hell not? I don't think Jacoby Brissett either gets his pay that he wants, or B, he just has to play in his current contract. So I would say Carson Beck as 2. And because you already paid Minshew, you're probably just bringing back Minshew. It's kind of how I see it. But yes, for the people that are just joining in, if you guys do not know, we know 2 games so far. For the people that do not know, we know 2 games so far. These are the 2 games that we know of right now. Week 1, Cardinals versus Chargers at LA. Week 4, Cardinals versus Giants at New York. This is what we have so far. Week 2, we can, what's the word? We can go back and forth and potentially say to ourselves, like, hey, maybe this can happen or maybe this can happen, right? A lot of things can be in play here. A lot of things can be in play. Like, for example, what I'm looking at right now, it seems like the 49ers are going to have a home game, right? It seems like the 49ers are going to have a home game in week 2. So because the Cardinals are going to LA, do the Cardinals stay in California? And do they play the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara? Is that a possibility? Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah. But that's only speculation at this point, right? That's only speculation because the Cardinals will be in California in week 1. It would make all the sense in the world for the Cardinals to stay in LA, right? We're not in LA, but stay in California and then go up north and play the 49ers in Santa Clara because they're supposed to have a home game in week 2. Now, another thing that I ended up seeing here across the interweb, right, around the internet, is that I ended up seeing this graphic here. Shout out here to Bill Sparios. I think he ended up releasing this yesterday, but he ended up putting out the team that has the least amount of travel this year. And the Cardinals are listed off, number 23? Like, compared to the 49ers, which is going to be traveling a lot, the Cardinals aren't traveling very much, at least per this graphic. So what does this tell me? Maybe the Cardinals stay within the realm of playing a division rival in week 2, which I wouldn't be mad at. I wouldn't be mad at one bit. I wouldn't be mad. They could also play at home as well, because so far the only games we know of right now are against the Harbaugh brothers. That's the only thing that we know so far, right? Week 1 versus the Chargers, and week 4 versus the other Harbaugh brother in the Giants, right? That's what we know so far. Week 4 and week 1 right now. It's the only ones that we know about right now. But I know there's not a lot of optimism here, even in this own chat, even on this own Cardinals chat right now. There's not a lot of optimism. I get it, man. I get it. Cardinals need to prove. The Cardinals need to prove why they should be traveled for, right? Why tickets should be sold to buy a ticket for them, right? They need to prove it, man. They do. This is a big year. It's a big year for LaFleur. And I'm not saying you got to win or you lose. No, that's not the case. I don't think that's the case at all. But you got to win, man. You got to win enough. Enough with the losing. You got to win. For the people out there that want to tank, I'm never going to preach tank myself. I want the Cardinals to win. kind of how I am. Don't want them to lose, but here we are, right? Sharp in the chat. What's up, man? He says, I saw that. We don't travel as much as most teams. When you don't play an international game, that helps keep. That's true. Yeah, that's actually very, very good call out. Very good call out. Very good call out. But yeah, I've noticed this as well. But it's not like we are like really low, even compared to like, let's say, for example, well, I know the Jaguars go to London, right? But for a team like the Saints right there, do the Saints have any international games? Did I completely miss it? I don't think the Saints do, if I can remember correctly. But for example, the Saints, right? The Saints have like 21,000, while we have like 15,000 or 16,000 or something like that. It's a big difference, right? No, but you're right. Good call out when it comes down to the international games, because the 49ers, the Rams, they're in international games, right? They're in international games. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals, we're waiting to see how this is all going to work out. Lennon, what's up, brother? Lennon in the chat says, I think we will. Well, I think Beck will start week 5, potentially. Yeah. I mean, I'm projecting right now, and I know I'm using this as a scapegoat because I'm giving you a big window, but I think by October we'll get a better understanding as to when he will play or when he will not play. But I think by October we'll get a better understanding if he's playing or if he's not going to play. That's kind of just prediction based, right? That's prediction based. But we'll see. We'll see. Have you guys seen the Bills' new stadium? I have, or at least some of the pictures that they were floating around on the internet. Yeah, I've seen some, man. Very nice, state of the art type stuff, man. State of the art type stuff, no doubt, no doubt. Let me see if there's been any other updates right now, because I'm looking right now for week 2 for the Cardinals. And although I threw out the idea of potentially the Cardinals playing the 49ers in week 2. The Cardinals can also play. Let me bring up this list real quick. They can also play the Raiders as well. It seems like the Raiders are set up to have an away game in week 2. So maybe the Cardinals do Chargers, and then they come back here and play the Raiders at home. Because I don't think the Raiders so far in week 2 have a team that they're playing right now. So one thing I will say right now is that teams that cannot, or that will not play the Cardinals in week 2, right? And we can all look at this graphic together here. Teams that will not play the Cardinals in week 2 because they have another game, right? Those ones are Detroit, Kansas City, the LA Rams, the LA Chargers. Obviously, we play the LA Chargers week 1, so they can't be. The New York Jets and the New York Giants, because we have them week 4. So those 6 teams cannot be in week 2 versus the Cardinals. So that leaves Eagles, which I doubt happens, because that's supposed to be. Well, I mean, they can come here. I guess that's true. They can come here. Who's the Eagles play? Eagles play Washington. Wow, Washington. I doubt they'll do that much movement. So, but here's options, right? Eagles, Commanders can be an option as well. I don't think the Broncos have a. Yeah, the Broncos don't have a slated. Maybe but Broncos potentially too. Raiders. I could see Raiders. Can't be the LA Rams because they're already playing a week 2. At least what's scheduled or what's been leaked out right now. They're supposed to be playing the Giants in week 2. San Fran could potentially be the home. I think the Seahawks already have a game as well. No, the Seahawks don't have a game. It's just it's so we don't have very much information right now, but maybe San Fran, maybe Raiders week 2. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that one bit. I want to see Mendoza versus Love. Mendoza versus Beck. Give me Mendoza versus Beck again. That's what I would love to see. Mendoza versus Beck. Mark in the chat says 2 AFC West teams in a row. I mean, it doesn't seem like the Cardinals are traveling very much. I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals stay in California and then just go up to Santa Clara. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Wouldn't mind seeing that either. Kazi! What's up, man? We got a 5 coming our way. $4.99. Appreciate you, man. He says this, I'm assuming we play most of the AFC games later in the schedule. I was really, really, really hoping that we were going to get the Chiefs early. I was really hoping we were going to get the Chiefs early. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Does not seem like that's going to happen at all. Unfortunately, we're probably going to get Mahomes and the Chiefs, which, let's be real, I mean, we'll see, right? We'll see. We'll see it all shakes out. Right now, what it feels like, it's probably the 49ers, I'm thinking right now. But like I said, I'm only speculating and guessing. That, hell, you're in California, you might as well stay in California and then play another home game. Another away game, and then you get a home game in week 3, and then you go back away. But then again, that's a lot of away games to start the season, right? It's a lot of away games to start the season. So, because that would be three out of your 4 teams if my prediction comes to fruition. That's a lot of away. That's 3 out of the 4 games you're playing away, which, how realistic is that? I don't know. Bakazi in the chat says, I'm assuming we play most of the AFC games later in the schedule. You think because we have the Chargers week 1, they're probably going to spread it out? Potentially. I just want to see what this week 2 is, man. Once we get what this week 2 is, it's going to give us a better understanding and a better picture of what can be, right? Of what can be. Mark in the chat says, I like W for week 2. So you're saying you want the Commanders? Hey, Commanders are an option as well. Yeah, Commanders are an option as well. If you're at home, so right now, let's see what the Commanders do. So the Commanders are playing Philly. Oh, you might be onto something there. You might be onto something. Commanders play Philly, right? So after Philly, there is a gap in week 2. Week 3 for the Commanders, they play the Seahawks and then the Indianapolis Colts, week 3 and week 4. Can they get back-to-back NFC West rivals? Back-to-back NFC West rivals with the Seahawks in week 3 and maybe the Cardinals week 2? That's also a possibility. You might be onto something here, man. You might be onto something here. But I appreciate the $5 donation, Kazi. Thank you so very much. Let me see if there's any other updates as of right now for this Cardinals team. There's been a lot of leaks for a lot of other teams right now, just not the Cardinals, unfortunately. Not yet. Let's see here. Trying to see if there's anything here for Cardinals-wise. No updates as of right now. But Commanders are an option. Catalyst! We got a 2 coming our way from Catalyst. What's up, man? Appreciate the super chat. He says this. Drew Petzing is the Lions' new offensive coordinator. Go beat them. That's funny. Well, we don't know when we're playing the Lions either, right? The Lions are going to be slated for was it away game? No, a home game. Oh, they're coming here. There you go. They're coming here. So Petzing's coming back to the desert. That's going to be fun. Appreciate the $2 donation. What we know so far right now is that this is what it looks like as of right now. maybe by the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to get a little bit more of an understanding as to kind of how this is going to shake out. B40 in the chat saying Eagles play Cardinals on Black Friday. I don't think they even I don't think that's true. Unless that just came out. No, I think the Black Friday game already came out and it's not Cardinals don't have any they're probably going to have a Thursday night game, right? Cuz we usually have Thursday night games. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I don't think that's going to be the case. This is what we know of so far, the ones that have been confirmed. And I'm trying to see if there's any other leaks right now. I'm not seeing anything as of yet. So, as of now, we wait. Catalyst, appreciate the 2. Thank you so very much for the donation. Let's keep reading the chat here. We got McDrippius in the chat saying, is the Eagles game at home? I believe it is. Let's bring this back up here real quick. Yep, the home games that we got are the Eagles, the Commanders, the Broncos, Raiders, obviously the Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, and then you got the Jets and the Lions. Those are the ones that are going to be here at home. Away, Cowboys, Giants, Saints, the usual division, and then Chargers and Chiefs. We already have 2 away games that we know of, right? The Giants and the Chargers. They haven't given us any home games yet. That has been leaked out anyways, right? We haven't gotten that yet. TBD, though. TBD. As of right now, we wait. Naeem in the chat says, will we beat the Jets again? It's going to be a home game, so, I mean, I don't know. We'll get a better prediction once we know what the schedule looks like, right? Once we know what the schedule looks like, we'll get a better prediction on how it's going to hopefully pan out for us, right? We'll get that much better closer to if we know a little bit more. And unfortunately, right now we don't know a lot. Unfortunately. Let's be honest, all our games will be away. Sheesh. I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. It definitely does feel like the portion of this Cardinals fan base right now is kind of turned off, right? It does. I mean, I don't blame them, right? I don't blame that portion of the fan base one bit. I really, really, really don't. There's a portion of this fan base right now that is kind of in a show me first type of mentality. And I get it, man. The Cardinals organization has been one of those organizations that has always said, "Oh, we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right." And then unfortunately, they just never seem to get it right. Right. So with that being said, yeah, I understand. But we'll see. Michael in the chat says, "Hey, Mike, what's going on? What's going on, man?" Right now, what we're doing is we are just waiting for more leaks for this Cardinals organization right now. That's what we're doing right now. We're kind of waiting, sitting pat, and waiting to see how this is all going to shake out and how this is all going to look, right? We got Sharp in the chat, man. He says the league officially releases the complete schedule at 4 p.m. AZ time. So Arizona, so we're going to, yeah. So the cool thing, and you are 100% correct. I said this a little earlier in the stream. This is usually how the Arizona Cardinals function as well. Like, they don't actually give us anything until 4 p.m. That's when it's released. That's when we'll know. But usually around the 11 o'clock hour, right, which AZ time in about 15 minutes is what we're going to be looking at, the 11 o'clock hour. We usually get a lot more leaks by 11 o'clock. 11 and 12, we start kind of piecing together all the schedule, and it makes a lot more sense, right? So right now, we're just kind of waiting, right? Right now, we're just kind of waiting for more leaks to come out. more schedule information to come out. So, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, oh, we got more. No, we don't. It's just the Cardinals and Chargers. That's all it was. Nothing as of yet. Nothing as of yet right now has been updated. And like I said, right now, all we're doing is just kind of waiting and seeing to see how this schedule looks like. James in the chat says, Mike, you going to a game this year? I mean, it just depends. I mean, it's kind of tough, especially when you job is to basically cover and obviously content, right? That's kind of what I do. So I'll try to get to a game. I know last year I ended up going with my family that came down from Washington. We ended up going to the Thursday night football game for Cardinals versus Seahawks. That was fun. But again, you're going for the experience. You're going to hang out. You're going to do stuff. All I knew after that game was that we lost, right? That's all I knew. At that game, we lost. I didn't get it. I truly do enjoy watching the game at home. Because I get a better understanding of what's happening on the field, right? Things are being announced as we go. And you can actually see the field a lot better, obviously, depending on the tickets that you end up going. So right now, I would probably say no. But you never know. You never know. Mark in the chat says, I think they win 7, but I love the way. I mean, let's see. I know there's some people here in the chat. Well, let's do this. Let's do this, right? While we wait for a little bit more leaks to happen, right? Because we already know the opponents and who the opponents are going to be in 2026, right? We already know this. This is the opponents. This has been dropped for probably over weeks and probably a month now. We've known this for a while. Let me ask you guys this. How many wins do you see here for the Cardinals in 2026? How many realistic wins do you see here for the Cardinals in 2026? Let me know in the comments below. Just give me a number, whatever you guys think. Nobody's wrong. I'm just curious to do a early, way too early. This is the amount of games the Cardinals are going to win here in 2026. So let me know your thoughts in the chat. How many games do you see the Cardinals winning in 2026? We got AJ with the first one. He's saying 3. Wow. Ryan in the chat saying 6. Mark in the chat saying 7. Mitten saying 2 max. Wow. Not a lot of optimism from my guy Mitten here. Randall in the chat says 17. Oh, yeah. Okay. You're just realistically 17 wins. Sheesh. All right. Okay. Some are drinking too much of the Kool-Aid and some are just downright down on the Cardinals. We got Stogie in the chat saying 9. Juan saying 1. He's saying it's over. McDrippy saying 0-7. Jesus. He's saying don't even play the last 10 games. You're just cooked. He's saying okay. Cool. Juan says 5 or 6. 6 or 8 for Russell. Okay. I would be happy with 7 wins. I would. And that sucks. I get it, right? Every single year you want to hit the Super Bowl. I get that, right? But we're not a fan of an organization, unfortunately, that's do good year in year, right? I've been doing this for 7 years, right? Doing this for 7 years, and we've only hit the playoffs once. And I want to forget that playoff run, right? When we got beat down by the Rams, I want to forget that playoff run. So I've been doing this for 7 years, and unfortunately, there's not been a lot of success for our Arizona Cardinals, unfortunately. But we'll see. Drinking Kool-Aid by the jug. Floor 3, ceiling 7. Okay, I like that. B40 in the chest says, I'm gonna say 10 wins, not gonna lie. Okay. Being optimistic. Love to see it. Okay. We need some optimism here in the chat. That's for damn sure. We need some optimism in the chat. That's for sure. The Emperor says 9 with the wild card chance. Woo! Lennon in the chat says, I can see us winning against the Jets and the Saints. He said, "That's it, though." He said, "That's it." I like Coach. I like this from Coach Ed. Floor 3, ceiling 7. I like that. I like that. I could see 7. I could see 7 wins, right? Like, I'm not gonna say where the win is gonna come in the division, but are we gonna get swept again in the division? I hope not. Like, let's just say we win one game into the division. Let's just say one, right? The Raiders seem to be a favorable matchup. Jets, favorable. Saints, I mean, I could see it happen. Giants, let's keep the trend of beating the Cowboys. I mean, we didn't have Kyler last year, right? It was Jacoby, and we ended up beating them when we had no business beating them. Maybe the Commanders? I mean, I could see it. Let's start the Michael Floor era off right. Let's just do it. Let's start the Michael Floor era off right. That's what I would love to see here for the Cardinals. That's what I would love to see for the Cardinals here. Let's see if there's any other leaks as of right now. I'm telling you, by the 11 o'clock hour, that's when it starts coming out. Like, oh, here it is. That's when it starts coming out. Like the leaks come out. We started a little early because obviously I wanted to kind of speak about the starting with the Chargers and then week 4 with the Giants. Obviously pretty notable to talk about as well. Because if you guys do not know, there's only been 2 leaks so far, and unfortunately they're away games, right? Unfortunately, they're away games that we know of so far. These are the ones that we know of so far. And as of right now, I am not seeing any other updates for any team. Not just the... Oh, actually, here we go. Here we go. We got something. We got some 49er news. So the Commanders and the 49ers are playing in week 6. You got the 49ers and Eagles playing in week 17. Okay. Okay. All right. So 49ers news coming out. Nothing Cardinals yet. Nothing Cardinals yet. Like I said, once we know a little bit more, we'll let you guys know as soon as we know it. Catalyst in the chat says 5 wins, Cowboys, Jets, Raiders, Giants, and one more upset on the 49ers. Okay. I like that. I like that. Oh, here we go. Tell him. Talk to him, Sharp. Talk to him. Talk to him. He says 3 of the 4 last Sean McVay disciples have won 13 games in their first season as a head coach. I don't want to jinx Mike, so let's just keep our fingers crossed that follows suit like most of Sean's previous head coaches. Oh, again, 3 of the last 4 Sean McVay disciples have won 13 games in their in their first season as a head coach. I don't want to jinx Mike, so let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope basically that follows suit. Okay, well, those guys are Kevin O'Connell, Liam Cohen, Matt LaFleur, right? That 4th one, Zach Taylor, right? Zach Taylor, the one that hasn't been doing very good, that was a part of the disciples of Sean McVay, right? Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think when we ended up having this like originally getting originally hiring, what's his name? When we originally hired Michael Fleur, I think I pointed that out as well. That yeah, A lot of Sean McVay's trees do very, very well as head coaches. Now, again, we're not going to try to jinx or anything like that, but you never know. You never know. Appreciate you, Sharp. There it is. Yep. Matt LaFleur, Kevin O'Connell, and Liam Cohen. And then that one that didn't do good, Zach Taylor and Cincinnati Bengals. Hey, Zach went to the Super Bowl. That he did. I was just going to say, that year one of Zach Taylor got him Joe Burrow, right? That year one of Zach Taylor, after being really bad, got him Zach Taylor. And he did go to the Super Bowl. You're right. You are 100% correct. So you're telling me there's a chance. Yeah, man. I mean, all we needed to do was get a little piece of that Sean McVay tree, man. It's what we seem to be doing here. Get a piece of that Sean McVay tree. Let's see what happens. Oof, Josh in the chat says, how much do you want to bet every East Coast game is going to be in the early time slot? Ugh. That does seem to happen a lot for the Cardinals, unfortunately. Well, I can definitely see. What am I trying to say? Sorry. That Giants game being at 10 o'clock. That early slot. I can definitely see that Giants game in week 4 being the early slot for sure. Yeah, so far right now, we know 2 games of the Cardinals right now. It's the only things that we know of so far. I do too, man. I do too. AJ in the chat says, I just want to see us be in a game. I mean, we were in a lot of games last year. I mean, I know people don't want to think about all the games we were in last year because it was to the point where we lost a lot of freaking games this last year. But we were in a lot of those games. We lost by what, like 1 possession games, right? A lot of those games we lost. And I think we did a tally. It had to be like 7 or 8 games when we did a tally of how many games we lost in like less than with like less than a possession, right? There was a lot of those games we were in. Now we got obliterated in a lot of games too. So that probably overshadows and kind of clouds our mind to the idea that we were worse than we actually were. But yes, the Cardinals won 3 games, but they probably could have won like 7 or 8 of those if an explosive play happened here and there, right? That's the way I like to think of it, but we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Braun in the chat, he says, we're a draft away from being a Super Bowl contender. We just need to get, I don't know about Super Bowl contender. I mean, from your lips to the football god's ears, man. If that's truly the case, then hey, I will come on here and gloat that that's the case. I don't know. Like, I really don't. Like, what I need to see first is I need to see this Arizona Cardinals team, like, prove it. Like, that's what I need to see. Like, show me that we can finally get it right. Show me that we can finally get it right. Because right now, unfortunately, they have not yet done that right now. Not being able to run the ball also hurt their. Yeah, I mean, we lost a lot of games really close, right? And we don't want to remember. We don't want to remember a lot of the stuff that, what actually happened this last year. There was a lot of games that we were close in. Like, and I don't want to bring those games back up again, but we might have to. 2000. Let's take a look here real quick. Okay, so we know we started off 2-0, right? We all know that. After the 2-0 start, right? You beat the Panthers, you beat the Saints. Okay, cool, awesome. We lose by 1 point by the 49ers. We lose by 3 points to the Seahawks. Now, yes, that Seahawks game was very, very out of reach until the fourth quarter, and we know what happened, but they still beat us by 3 points. We lost by 1 point versus the Titans. We lost by 4 points versus the Colts. We lost by 4 points versus the Packers. We got obliterated by the Seahawks. We beat the Cowboys. We got obliterated by the 49ers. We lost by 3 points by the Jags. We lost by 3 points versus the Bucks. And then the season kind of got out of hand. No, the Falcons, even the Falcons, we lost by what? Like, we lost by 7 points or something like that? Like, there was a lot of games the Cardinals could have potentially, like, came over to our side. It's just, unfortunately, didn't work out that way. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. Got another super chat coming out. Mark with the 5. What's up, Mark? Appreciate you, man. Mark in the chat saying this: if you had to pick a signature win, are you picking the Eagles, Chargers, Chiefs, Lions, or in the division? Oh, that's such a good question. That's a good question. So if you were saying there was a win that like upset in 2027, give me a signature win in week 1. Right now, sitting with not knowing the rest of the schedule when you're asking me, and it probably will change once we know more. But right now, since we know what week 1 is, give me the Chargers. Give me a signature win versus the Chargers where nobody has the Cardinals really doing much, right? A lot of people don't think the Cardinals are going to win week 1. But imagine if they do, right? Imagine if they do win. That could be a really good catapult to the 2026 season. Or not. It's just, I know, hope and believe. That's all it is right now. I get it. But I would love to see that. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. Wouldn't be mad at that one bit. But right now, since we know just the 2 games right now, right? These are the 2 games that we know of right now. I would say the Chargers starting off the season hot, starting off the season good, right? But yeah, these are also good matchups here. Within the division on its own, the Eagles would be a night. The Chiefs would be, that would send shockwaves. Shockwaves that would send. That would send shockwaves if the Cardinals beat the Chiefs. Right now, I'm not going to come out here and act like they're going to, but I would love to start the season off 1-0 against the Chargers. Will it happen? I don't know. I don't know. Mark says, I would love a Rams win. I would love that too. We did beat the Rams the year prior, right? Year 2 of Gannon. I believe it was week 2, if I'm not mistaken. That was a good game. That was good. When Marvin Harrison Jr. went absolutely wild, that was a good game. That was a good game. Yeah, that was a good game. I wouldn't mind a Rams win, man. Would not mind a Rams game one bit. That was Marv's big game, 100%. And we thought we were going to see a little bit more of that, right? We thought we were going to see a little bit more of that, and just it kind of fizzled out, unfortunately. But I'm going to be the first to say this, man. I'm going to be the first to say this right now. I just don't think our run game was that great, man. I don't think our not run game, I'm sorry. I don't think our passing game was that great. Like, we just weren't innovative. We didn't allow Marvin Harrison Jr. really to get going. Now, I'm not going to say it's not Marvin Harrison Jr. did have faults. He did. Marvin Harrison Jr. had fault, right? Shouldn't have dropped those balls that he dropped, and I know he felt it too. But we were in a run-heavy offense that didn't have any running backs at one point. So, it's brutal, man. It's brutal. Cardinals did sign a new player. Yep. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a research on him a little later on, and once we kind of get to know what the schedule is going to look like. Because right now, like I said, around the 11 o'clock hour, which is happening right now, this is when we start knowing more of the schedule that kind of like drops, right? Because it says 1 p.m. Eastern. No. It's supposed to be 4 p.m. AZ time is when we know the schedule. And the Cardinals usually wait till like the last minute to actually drop it. So for what it's worth, right now we just know of 2. But usually we can piece things together. Usually we can. Devil in the chat. Devil in the chat became a channel member. Let's go. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for becoming a channel member. Let's go. Appreciate it, Devil 55. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Whenever says, all right, I'm back. Unfortunately, you haven't missed it. You haven't missed very much. There's been a lot of 49er news, but no Cardinals news as of right now, unfortunately. Unfortunately, no Cardinals news as of right now. But there's been a lot of 49ers news. Here we go. Week 2, Falcons and Panthers. We don't play either of them, so I guess that doesn't really affect us. 2 minutes ago, Rams and Eagles week 4. Yeah, there's a lot of 49ers news coming out. Not many Cardinals news right now. But from here on probably till the 12 o'clock hour, we're gonna get more news. I promise you, right? We're gonna get more news coming up here pretty soon. It's just a matter of waiting and kind of seeing, putting pieces together and seeing how this all like kind of shakes out. Juan in the chat says, Mike, who did we sign? We signed an undrafted guy. Let me find out his exact name real quick. 1 second. He's a linebacker, Stephen Dixon Jr., linebacker out of Arkansas. Don't really know him too much. I'm going to do a little bit of research on him once, obviously, I'm done with the stream. And then hopefully we get a stud. We'll see. Don't really know about him too much right now, but we'll see. Yeah, 6'1", 240, rookie out of Arkansas. That's who the guy is right now. But like I said, I'm going to do a little bit more research on him a little later on once I'm not on the stream. Let's see if there's any other updates as of now. Here we go. Another one coming out. The 49ers schedule is just coming out. The 49ers schedule is just week 16, 49ers and Chiefs. Week 16, 49ers and Chiefs. Yeah, that 49ers schedule is coming out real fast. The Rams have 9 games. The 49ers have about 5 games already announced. Seahawks have 6 games announced, and the Cardinals only have 2 games announced right now. That's wild. That's wild. Give us some more, NFL. Give us some more Cardinals news. That's what we need. Cardinals news. Come on. 1 second. Just want to make sure one thing real fast. All right, let's take a look here. Mark in the chat says Niners going to be burnt toast by then. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. Back to the Constitution. Driving to AZ, 11 hours to go. Woo! Back to the Constitution. Driving back to AZ. Safe travels, man. Safe travels. Let's see if there's any other updates here as of now. Yeah, the 49ers. Let's take a look at the schedule for the 49ers right now, because that seems to be the one that really gets announced here. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, Cardinals, it's only been 2 games for us right now. So 49ers play the Rams, an international game, week 1. And then they have week 6 with the Washington Commanders, week 10 in Dallas, week 11, Minnesota, week 12, that's not announced, but week 12 that's New York Giants. And then week 17, that's Philly. The Rams have been, a lot of the Rams games have been announced already. And none the Cardinals. And none the Cardinals. But I'm wondering if the Cardinals are going to be playing the Rams later on in the season again, like we did this last time. We played the Rams so freaking much it was in the end part of the season last year. Mark, no, I did not pick the Cardinals. Stop lying, Mark. I did not pick the Cardinals over the Chargers week 1. All I said was I don't mind it. I don't mind starting off. I mean, I would have preferred we started off the Chiefs with no Mahomes. I would prefer that. But I don't mind the Chargers. I don't mind them. Mackenzie in the chat says, just joined. What have I missed? So far, you've only missed that the Arizona Cardinals right now are, there's 2 games that are known of right now. Week 1 versus the LA Chargers. This is week 1 for the Cardinals. And week 4 in New York versus Jackson Dart. The only thing you missed so far. Have not had any other leaks or updates for the Cardinals as of right now. Unfortunately, just 2 games have been announced. Another leak has been announced. It seems like the Bills and the Patriots will be playing week 13. Completely out of conference, but that's cool. Here we go. Another 49ers game has been leaked. Another 49ers game. Here we go. 49ers versus the Dolphins week 2. 49ers versus the Dolphins week 2. So what I thought ain't going to happen. 49ers are not going to be playing the Cardinals in week 2 because they're going to be playing versus the Dolphins. So 49ers cannot also be. All right, so let's bring up the list right now. Let's bring up the list and what we know, right? Week 2, who can potentially be that week 2 opponent for the Cardinals? Well, what we know right now, it can't be Detroit. It can't be KC, which is Kansas City, right? It can't be the LA Rams. It can't be the Chargers because we play them in week 1. Can't be the Jets. Can't be the Giants. And can't be the 49ers now. So that leaves Philly. That leaves the Commanders, the Broncos, the Raiders, the Hawks, Cowboys, Saints. Yeah, those 6, right? That leaves those 6. Again, for the people in the back, let me just make sure that Philly hasn't been announced real quick. I just want to make sure that Philly has not been announced. Yeah, Philly has not been announced yet. Okay, perfect. So Philly Commanders, Broncos, Raiders, which could also be a possibility, the Hawks, Saints, and maybe the Cowboys. So those 7. Yeah, those 7. I know it's not dwindling it down very much, but that's kind of what we got cooking up right now. So we're starting off week 1 in the Chargers. Do we get home? Do we get a home game in week 2? Maybe two home games? Probably. Maybe 2 home games and then the away game and potentially. Because if it's going to be a home game, it's going to be one of the first 4. Philly, Washington, Denver, and the Raiders. And or the Hawks. Options, man. Austin in the chat says Broncos. Yep, Hawks are definitely going to be one of the up there as well. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to see how this shakes out. But yes, the 49ers are no longer an option for the Cardinals to play because they're going to be playing the Miami Dolphins in week 2. Let me see if there's anything else as of right now that's been updated. 1 second here. Yep. 49ers and Dolphins is the last one that's been announced. Let's do this quick update here real quick. We play. It feels like it. It feels like it. Yeah, because I mean, if you're gonna give us 2 if you're gonna give us 2 away games, 1 in week 1 and 1 in week 2. Sorry, 1 in week 1 and 1 in week 4. That would make sense to have 2 home games. It would. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it would make sense. It would make sense, right? As much as I would like to see Fernando Mendoza, I wouldn't mind seeing the Raiders week 2. Broncos, is Bo Nix gonna be ready? And that defense is still nasty, though. Commanders, is Jaden Daniels the same? Seem to be kind of the options right now. Who's got the Hawks? The Hawks, I don't think the Hawks even have anybody right now in week 2. The Hawks have the New England Patriots in week 1. They don't have anybody in week 2. And then Washington, which is the Commanders in week 3. So they don't have anybody in week 2 right now. Back to Broncos or Philly. Potentially. Yeah, potentially. Let's see, though. Let me see here. CGK in the chat says, need a Sunday night football game. I think we're only going to get a Thursday night football game. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not sure if we're going to get a lot of primetime games. I could be wrong. I don't think we're going to get a lot of primetime games, though. I'm still just trying to figure out who we're playing in week 2. Like, if we just focus on the home games, because it wouldn't make sense to have 3 of the 4 games being away, right? It wouldn't make sense to be 3 of the 4 games. So, like, if you have an away, 2 homes, and an away, that makes sense. So, if that's the case, then your options here are Philly, Commanders, Broncos, Raiders, and then the Hawks. Those are your options right there. Rams playing in Seattle. Yes. No, there's gonna be a lot of great games, man. Christmas, the slate. I think the Thanksgiving slate is gonna be real fun, man. That Thanksgiving slate is gonna be real fun. I'm still just hoping for some sort of news here by the Cardinals. Nothing yet. Just the 2 games that we know of so far, and they're only away games, right? They're only away games right now. One Avro in the chat says there was a fake leak that had us playing Philly in week 2. I believe it. I mean, it's an option. It's an option. Whether it was credible or not, I mean, it's an option. Who does Philly play week 2 or week 1? Let me see. So Philly plays Washington week 1, then Chicago week 3. I mean, yeah, a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles games have been announced. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at the completely different. I apologize. So they played Washington week 1 and then Chicago. Yeah, I was right. Never mind. Yeah, but they have 10 games announced already. Like the NFC East, like schedule, like a lot of them have been announced already. Like Dallas, 7 games have been announced. Eagles, 10 games have been announced. Giants, 10 games. Washington, 10 games. The only real one from the NFC West is us that haven't not really been very much been released right now, unfortunately. Oh, is this true? So Eagles, Titans week, is that true? Did that just been announced right now? Let's take a look here. There it is. There it is. There it is. You're right. There it is. My guy, One Avro in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Titans and Eagles have been released week 2. So not the Eagles. So now cross off the Eagles from this list. So now our options are Commanders, Broncos, Raiders, and Hawks at home. I think it's going to be a home game. I feel like it's going to be a home game. If it's going to be an away game, then your options are Saints, Hawks, and Cowboys? Right? Did the Cowboys get a... No, not the Cowboys. Yeah, no, yeah, the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys are option, but that's a home for them on week 2. It doesn't. The announcement hasn't been there yet, but that's at home. Okay. So no more Eagles for week 2. Commanders, Broncos, Hawks, or Raiders. Woo! Who do you want? Who do you guys want? Who do you guys want? Let me know in the chat. Who would you guys want? Oh, you think we're gonna play Seattle week 2? Ooh. I wouldn't mind the Commanders, honestly. I wouldn't mind the Commanders. Hawks would be tough, bro. Week 2 would be tough. I wouldn't mind the Commanders one bit, though. I would not mind the Commanders one bit. Let's see here if there's anything been announced yet. Not seeing any updates for the Cardinals as of yet right now. We're literally just playing the this game of wait and see. Nothing yet for the Cardinals. Just 2 games have been announced so far. That's brutal, man. Why are we like this? Why are we like this as an organization? Why are we like this? They just don't want to give us anything. They don't want to give us anything. Lennon in the chat says Raiders. I honestly, Raiders and Commanders, I feel like would be ideal. Not saying we're gonna win. I'm not predicting that we're gonna win. All right, I'm predicting nothing like that. Not until my video comes out, prediction video. But going to LA for the Chargers, I wouldn't mind the Commanders. Yep, the last one has been Eagles and Titans, week 2, which entails the Arizona Cardinals need to figure out what's happening here in week 2 still. Oh, nice. Congrats. Congrats, Mackenzie. Congratulations. Lennon says my brother and dad are Raiders fans. Oh no. Well, that'll be a fun week 2 for your household. Fernando Mendoza versus Carson Beck would feed families. I'm telling you, like Fernando Mendoza and Carson Beck versus Carson Beck would feed families. But again, that means that the Cardinals will have to play Carson Beck in week 2, which I don't think prediction-wise they're going to do it that early. I just don't think it's going to happen that early. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but we'll see. Bart with the 5. What's up, Bart? Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Appreciate it as always. $5 donation coming our way. He says this. How come since 2022 that the Arizona Cardinals haven't got a week 1 home opener game? What's your opinion about that? Somebody did mention that before, a little earlier in the stream. The only thing I said to it was, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But honestly, the Arizona Cardinals, as a fan, I would love to see them start their home opener here. But let's be real. Most Arizona Cardinals fans right now, kind of in the dumps. Like, let's be real. I mean, even the most optimistic Cardinal fan, there's still going to be those pessimistic fans that are like, hey, until you prove to me that you can win, I don't care. I don't care about this organization, right? But you're right. It's been multiple years in a row, and that might be because people don't really expect very much from this organization to kind of get thrown into LA. And I almost promise you, LA fans, those Charger fans out there, the small portion of Chargers fans out there, they're probably licking their chops at the Cardinals. That they have Cardinals week 1, right? They probably are licking their chops right now for the Cardinals playing them in week 1. I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think it's going to be. I really don't. I think the Cardinals are going to have a good offense. Defensively, I don't know, right? I don't know what this defense is going to look like. I really don't. I could only speculate and guess and hope that they're going to be able to do something, but we don't know, right? But I'm honestly not shocked or surprised that the Cardinals are in the situation again, right? I'm not shocked or surprised. So it sucks, but let them prove it, right? Let this organization prove that they can win. Like, under the Monty Austinfort regime, hasn't he only won wasn't it like 15 games in 3 years? That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Yes, it's unfortunate. It is. It sucks. But until they prove that they can hang with the big boys, this is kind of what's going to happen, unfortunately. But again, Bart, thank you again for the 5. Thank you again for the 5. Evan in the chat says AZ's better on the road in the last few years. And yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You actually might be right. Yeah, the Cardinals might be better on the road anyways. We just don't have a home field advantage, man. We don't have a big enough fan base to show up week in and week out. We don't. But we're known as a transplant city, right? We're known as a transplant city for a reason. There's not a lot of Cardinals fans that stick through the hard times, unfortunately. They don't, right? They just do not stick to the hard times. But I don't blame them either. I'm not coming out here saying spend your hard-earned money on an organization that just doesn't seem to get it right. So don't blame the fans. Kind of blame Michael Bidwell, but blame Michael Bidwell and the decisions that they make. It just has not given us a level of success that they need to get to in order for fans to be excited about their seasons coming around, right? But kind of what it is right now. Kind of what it is. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Let's see if there's anything else new right now. Nope. The last one has been Eagles versus Titans as of right now. That's the last. And that was probably about 10 minutes ago that we found out Eagles versus Titans week 2. So that means no Cardinals versus Eagles week 2. But the options are Commanders, Broncos, Raiders, Hawks at home, which I'm leaning to. It most likely will be a home game, but if it's an away game, options are Cowboys and Saints, or heck, maybe even Hawks as well. Those are the options for the Cardinals here in week 2. Julio in the chat says, who is this Kyler people keep talking about? Are people talking about Kyler in the chat? Realistically, if Kyler was starting, I'm not sure, man. I don't know. I don't know if people will still have the same optimism. I don't know. Kyle in the chat says, Josh Weinfuss said that Carson Beck has a chance to start week 1. Yeah, I mean, the chance is there. Absolutely. That's why every time I talk about Jacoby Brissett, I always say it's contingent that he signs, right? If he doesn't sign, then it's really a competition between him and Minshew, right? Now, will Minshew get a little bit of an edge because he's a veteran? Probably. The Cardinals fan base want to see Carson Beck. Let's call it like it is. This Cardinals fan base would love to see Carson Beck start the season. Would it be right for him? Let's see. Right? Let's see how this all shakes out. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, anything's on the table. Absolutely. Anything's on the table for Beck, especially if Jacoby Brissett does not sign. If Jacoby Brissett doesn't sign and he doesn't want to play for the Cardinals or holds out for whatever reason, then we're here, right? Then we're here. But there's not been very much updates coming from the Cardinals. A lot of 49ers, a lot of Rams, some Seahawks here and there, but in the NFC West, we have been the least talked about in terms of leaks coming out there. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he started week 1, especially if Jacoby doesn't get signed. For the people out there, do me a massive favor. We have over 90 of you guys right now on the YouTube side. Smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Smack up that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smack it up. Let's see if we can get to... Let's do 60. Let's see if we can get 60 likes. We have over 101 of you guys right now on the YouTube side. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys for being here. Let's keep reading the chat here. Kevin in the chat says, I want Beck to start so we can get the number 1 pick next year. Dang. Again, no hope. No hope at all. Sheesh. Brissett already signed. What do you mean? You mean, did I miss something? Well, I mean, Brissett is signed for 1 more year. That's what you're saying. So that's what you're saying. If you're saying he signed for 1 year, he's still under contract for 1 year. You're 100% correct. He's still under contract for 1 year. But what I'm saying is that, like, he seems to be under the impression that he's going to be QB1. And I'm not sure if he's going to be playing under the same current contract, right? So he's currently signed with 1 more year. But let's not forget the Arizona Cardinals were the same organization that literally threw away $30+ million away and just dropped the player in Kyler. If he doesn't show up to minicamp or mandatory camp and come June the 8th, will the Cardinals release him? I don't know. Will they try to get rid of him? I don't know, right? Anything's on the table. Anything's on the table right now. Jonathan in the chat says, when is the schedule released? The technical time. It's 4. I think it's 4 o'clock AZ time is the technical time. But leaks do come out. Leaks do come out here and there. And that's what we're waiting on right now. Usually around this 11 o'clock hour, we get more of a better understanding what this schedule looks like, especially for our Arizona Cardinals. But this has probably been one of the most quietest leaks when it came down to the Cardinals this time around. It's been very, very quiet right now. Been very, very quiet. Whew, here we go. Another super chat coming your way. Julio this time around. Everybody in the chat saying who's K1. That's funny. All right, cool. Julio in the chat saying, stop pushing the holding out thing. It's voluntary. I mean, you're right. You're right. It is voluntary. But let's have a serious discussion here real quick. You're right. 100%. It is voluntary. But do you think he's not showing up because he's busy with his family? Or do you think he's on the vacation right now? Or like, why do you think he's not there? Right? Like, why do you realistically think he's not there? You're 100% correct. It is voluntary. Right? They can show up, they can not show up. But why is he not showing up? I mean, at least the reports are out there saying that he wants to get more money. Is that true? Is that not true? Is he just on a month-long hiatus saying, hey, I'm just going to spend time with my family. It's voluntary. I'm not showing up. I don't know. Right? At least that's not what the reports are saying. But that's what's being said out there. Julio in the chat says, vets usually don't show up until voluntary. I mean, that's not true. Buddha is out there. Trey is out there. There's a lot of veterans out there right now. Now, obviously, he doesn't need to show up. I'll give you that, brother. I will give you that 100 times out of 10. I'll give you that. But veterans do show up. Veterans do show up in these training camps. I mean, it's recommended. It's not mandatory, but it's recommended. So, one thing I will say is that you're right. It is voluntary, but on the other side of the coin, he's not showing up because he's on vacation, right? It's not like he's trying to spend family time or do something like that. No, I mean, if you're a quarterback, you would want your quarterback there as an organization. And that kind of goes from every side of the coin, right? We do got some more leaks coming out. I think the Chargers leaks have been coming out. You got the Chargers playing Week 12 versus the Patriots. Oh, here we go. Chargers Raiders Week 2. Chargers Raiders Week 2. So that now means Raiders aren't playing Week 2 versus the Cardinals. Okay, we got some super chats coming in here. Let's go ahead and read these super chats, and then we will get to the options that we currently have right now. Whoa, what is going on here? We got Back to the Constitution sending us a super sticker with a $5 attachment to it. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Well, what are those? Alligators? Is that what that is? Alligators? Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for the super sticker. Back to the Constitution. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. We got another one coming our way from Jonathan. Another $4.99 donation. Appreciate you guys. Jonathan says this. Hey, Mike, do you think they're going to really try to win the season or tank the season? I think they're going to try to win. I do. I think they're going to try to win. I don't think there's any organization that flat out wants to lose ever, right? I think they're going to try to win. Now, will they accomplish that? Let's see, right? Let's see how it all shakes out. But I think they're going to try to win. Seriously, I think Michael LaFleur doesn't want to start off on a bad foot and not win. He's going to try to want to win. So, yeah. Now, will they win? That's a different question, right? But I think they're going to try to win for sure. Now, again, we did see Leaks already come out. So, with that note being said, ladies and gentlemen, we said this earlier. Week 2, our options at one point were Commanders. Commanders, Broncos, Raiders, and Hawks at home. No more. Now it just comes down to 3. Commanders, Broncos, and Hawks. Those are the 3 options right now for the Arizona Cardinals right now. Those are the 3 options at home for week 2 for the Cardinals. If it's going to be another away game, which I don't see happening, but can happen, the options are Cowboys, Saints, or Hawks. Because I don't think that the Saints have their week 2. No, they don't have their week 2 yet. So we're dwindling this down. Dwindling this down here. But again, I appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Appreciate you. So it could be the Hawks. It could be the Hawks. It could be the Hawks for the Cardinals. It could very well be. Lennon says Broncos, I hope. You think it's going to be Broncos? It would be at home then, right? I wouldn't mind that. Is Bo Nix ready? Has anybody heard or seen anything from Bo Nix? Is he ready? Yeah, the Chargers and 49ers schedules have been announced a lot. Shoot, it's crazy because all we're asking for is week 2 at this point. Like, how have we not heard anything yet for the Cardinals? This is wild. Mark in the chat says Chargers and Hawks back to back may give us back by week 3. Dang, probably right. Just maybe, just maybe. I want Commanders with no starting quarterback. Jaden Daniels should be ready to go. I think Jaden Daniels should be ready to go. Right? Is there any updates on Jaden Daniels? I know he got hurt last year, but as far as I know, everything's pointing towards he's going to be playing, right? In the start of the season. They still got Jaden over there. Back to the Constitution says we're 1-13 against the Broncos. You hope? That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I don't know what Bo Nix is. Is Bo Nix ready to go? I guess that's my question, right? Because he got hurt so late into the season. He got hurt in the playoffs. So I don't know when Bo Nix is coming back. With that note, that's why I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind it. But with the record that you just pointed out, that's pretty brutal. But yeah, I don't know when Bo Nix is coming back. He got hurt pretty darn bad. A bad injury at the end of the playoffs. So maybe you catch a team that does not have their starting quarterback. That's kind of the only, I guess, approach I'm coming from. But if this is truly what the Cardinals are at, in terms of their record against the Broncos, then yikes. I didn't know that on the top of my head, but I appreciate you. Wait, you're saying, are we playing KC in week 11? Is that what you said? Oh, God. Not prime Mahomes. Is this true? I haven't seen anything yet. Let me just confirm here real quick. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm not seeing that anywhere. I'm not seeing AZ versus Chiefs anywhere. I'm not seeing that anywhere. I see Chiefs versus 49ers, week 16. Where are you seeing this, little Roberto? I'm not seeing this anywhere. Chiefs versus Cardinals. Let me take a look here real quick. 1 second. I'm not seeing this, man. Chiefs. Let's see, AFC. Yeah, they don't have a... I'm not seeing this, brother. Not seeing this anywhere. So I don't know where you're seeing it, but maybe confirm. We are going to be playing them, right? We are going to be playing them. It's just I don't see what you're seeing. Okay. So that's not confirmed. So far, just two. So far, just two that we know of so far. And it's this one still. Nothing's quite changed yet. This is still the what we know so far. Week 1 versus the Chargers at LA. And week 4 versus the Giants in New York. This is what we know so far. And I do not believe there's been anything announced from this. This is the last. Let me just do one quick update here real quick. Let me see if there's anything else going on. Yeah. Nothing. The Bills is coming. Like a lot of Bills news is coming out too. Just not Cardinals right now. Bo Nix is practicing. Oh, is he? Okay, well then damn. Okay, well then damn. Shout from the chat says Bo will be ready by week 1. His ankle isn't fully recovered, but he's doing light work on his ankle, but he'll fully be healthy by week 1. Yikes. Okay, then. Okay. Well, then going back to my my guy back to the Constitution's comment, talking about how bad we were against the Broncos. Then yikes. There's always a chance, right? I'm just kidding. Damn. That sucks. I did not know that was the record against the Broncos. Well, then maybe not the Broncos week 2 then. Sheesh. Maybe Commanders. I mean, Commanders maybe. Wouldn't mind the Commanders. Would not mind the Commanders one bit. Okay, why am I seeing this everywhere? Can somebody tell me where you're seeing this? This is not the first time I've seen this. No, not confirmed. Nope. Sometimes the chat is wrong. Sometimes people in the chat just come in here and say some crazy outlandish things. But no, I have not seen that confirmed at all. I've not seen that confirmed at all. So yeah, no. Javi in the chat says week 2 will be Lions. No, the Lions are already playing somebody in week 2. The Lions are playing Buffalo week 2 already. That's been announced a little earlier. I believe it was today or yesterday. So it can't be the Lions. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting right now. Like I said, usually we have more information by this time. Usually we do. It's just unfortunately nothing's been said yet. Let's do this real quick. Let's go to a team that we know we play that has a lot of games already announced. Let's do that. The 49ers. The options for the Cardinals Rams starts in week 6. Because the Rams have a lot of announced games already. They have a lot of games announced already. And none of them being the Cardinals. Who else is another team that we play? So we know the Raiders are playing the Chargers week 2. Mark in the chat says we're beating the Commanders. Dang. There you go. Some optimism. Love to see it. Some optimism. Love to see it in the chat. This chat usually is not very optimistic. So I appreciate the optimism. Commanders seem to be potentially it. Potentially. One Avro, what's up, brother? Appreciate the super chat. We got another 5 coming our way. It says no point in silver linings this season, Mike. It's a tough schedule. Regardless, we need to use it to prove what we got. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. They do got to prove it, man. That's true. They do got to prove that they're worthy of international games. They got to prove that they are worthy of primetime games. Which, let's be real, the Cardinals weren't blessed with any of those games, right? And for a very, very specific reason. They've had not had a lot of great seasons far in between. Yeah, good call up, man. Good call up. Naeem in the chat says winning starts now. Sheesh. Juan says yes, sir. Grind starts now. Okay. All right. Michael in the chat says Commanders week 2. Nothing's been confirmed right now. I just want to make sure I'm clear. Nothing's been confirmed. We're just kind of talking, speculating right now because of like things that are already happening, right? The options right now for week 2 for the Cardinals thus far at home is Hawks, Commanders, and Broncos. That's week 2 options at home. If it's away, then you're talking about Saints and the Hawks. Because everybody else has a week 2 matchup already, besides those 5 teams. Again, for the people that are just coming in, here are your options at week 2. Commanders, Broncos, and Hawks. If it's going to be away, Saints and Hawks. So realistically, guys, there's 4 teams we can play in week 2. Realistically, 4 teams. Saints, Hawks, Commanders, Broncos. Those are the 4 teams that realistically we're going to play. Well, I mean, those are the ones that we dwindle down that don't have week 2 matchups. Right? So again, Saints, Hawks, Commanders, Broncos, week 2. One of those guys are going to be week 2 for the Cardinals. It's just the question right now is it a home game or is it an away game, right? That's the question right now. It's been we're at I'm not seeing this anywhere in terms of like it being confirmed. Who are you guys seeing this confirmed by, if you don't mind me asking? So you're saying Seahawks and Cardinals week 2? Let's see if I can go and find it here myself. Oh, yeah. Here it is. The Seahawks will play the Cardinals week 2, waiting to hear whether it be at home or at Glendale. You're right. There it is, guys. Seahawks week 2. Seahawks week 2. Or at least that's coming from Corbin Smith. on X/Twitter. Okay. There it is. Corbin K. Smith on X/Twitter saying the Seahawks have the Cardinals week 2. Oh my goodness. Good God. Good golly, Miss Molly. Here we go. Stop it. Holy crap. Stop it. Can we be positive? For once in our lives, can we be positive? Sheesh. Well, regardless if it's at home or if it's away, regardless if it's at home or it's away, ladies and gentlemen, is this going to be a home game or is it not? It's not going to be a home game regardless. Oh, buddy, old pal, man, here we go. Regardless if it's home or away, it ain't gonna be no damn home game, man. Let's be real here. Even if it's gonna be at State Farm, it's not gonna be a home game. Sheesh. There we go, Julio. Here we go. Positivity in the chat. Love to see it. 2-0, here we come. 2-0, baby. There we go. Love to see it. Positivity in the chat. Holy. Okay. So now we get the graphic updated. Now we get the graphic updated, ladies and gentlemen. At least what it's saying now, it seems like Cardinals are playing the Seahawks week 2. At least per Corbin K. Smith. Let me see if there's been any updates here from obviously the guys that we really like to follow. They haven't really confirmed anything, but it definitely feels like this probably might be the move here. Even the guys in the chat here have said it. I don't want to put confirmed yet until obviously NFL Nerd or Aussie Football ends up putting it out. But this guy seems to be pretty steadfast that it's happening. One second. I'm positive this is a brutal way to start. Yeah, no, it is. I'm not gonna act like it isn't. I'm not gonna act like it isn't. Last year was a good start for the Cardinals, right? We had our last year start and we fumbled it. Let's be real. We had a good start last year in terms of the easier part of the schedule being the beginning, and we fumbled it. So yeah, Chargers week 1, and it seems like week 2 might be the Seahawks. At least that's what uh that's what's kind of being said, but I guess I want to see it being confirmed by Aussie Football and NFL Nerd first before I actually go crazy. But it seems like it might be the case. It seems like it might be the case. It seems like Corbin K. Smith seems like it's a reporter for the Seattle Seahawks. And he's media credentialed, 29,000 followers. It looks like he reports for Fox. There's really no reason for him to not be correct. Right now, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting for the confirmation. But it seems like Cardinals, Hawks right now in week 2. But I'm not seeing it anywhere else but there. Not seeing it anywhere else but by Corbin K. Smith. I'm trying to see other like sources out there that could potentially have anything on Seahawks Cardinals week 2. 1 second, guys. 1 second. This is the longest I've had to wait for a Cardinals. C Talk Sports also confirmed it. Okay, let's go to C Talk Sports. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for obviously C Talk Sports. I do see it on there as well. But I'm almost wondering if this guy here is probably following the report from who we originally saw it. This is what it seems like. Like I said, I don't know if I'm fully confirming it yet, but it's what it seems like. Because like I said earlier, the options that you have for week 2 for the Cardinals are Saints, Hawks, Commanders, and Broncos. Those are your 4 options. And we're having a reporter for the Seahawks and cover the Seattle Seahawks saying that it's Cardinals versus Hawks in week 2. So with that being said, it seems like it. So that's what it seems like right now. Like I said, that's what it seems like. We play all NFC West. Yep. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it ain't gonna be easy, man. It's gonna be a brutal schedule for sure. Brutal schedule for sure. Oh yeah. Oh, Deed in the chat. Yeah. I hope that's a joke. Yeah, I hope that's a joke because I hope that's a joke because you know darn well we're going to, man. You know darn well we're going to. Week 2 Seahawks in Seattle. That's what you're hearing. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. Still not seeing anything else other than the original report that I ended up seeing here. But, and again, there's no reason for him to not be telling the truth. Seems like it. Yeah, seems like it. Source, trust me, bro. That's funny. I mean, at this point, all we can do right now, like this is the longest I think I've ever had to wait for at least 3 games. This is the longest I've ever had to wait for at least 3 games. I don't understand what's taking. Like we at least have 6 leaks by this point, right? We at least have like 6 leaks at this point right now. Like why it's taking this long is crazy to me. It's absolutely insane. Jeez. Um, Cards Jets week 11. I'm pretty sure. Oh man. Okay, maybe I'm not gonna announce anything here on the chat. So sometimes the chat goes a little wild here. Let me wait to see if it's confirmed here real quick before I update my own sweet little graphic here. But yeah, nothing from the Cardinals so far has been leaked. Nothing so far for the Cardinals has been leaked right now. Outside the 2 games that we know of, right? Outside the 2 games that we know of right now, that nothing's been announced at all. Randall in the chat says Cardinals are the best team in the NFL, which explains the information. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. You mean like keeping stuff in house? Probably. I guess I'll give you that. Well, the options right now are 4 of them. The options right now are 4 of them. It feels like it's the Seahawks, right? It feels like the Seattle Seahawks. Did they announce week 1? Yes, they have. These are the ones we know so far. These are the ones that we know so far. I haven't updated week 2 yet because I want to get that confirmation first. But it sounds like Seahawks. Week 2 right now. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like Seahawks in week 2 right now. But it's not been confirmed yet. We just don't know right now if it's at home or if it's away for the Cardinals. Now, again, like I said earlier, does it matter? No, it doesn't. It's not going to be home field advantage for us anyways. Like, let's be real. Like, I went to the Thursday night football game last year. There was a lot of Seahawks fans. A lot of Seahawks fans. So does it matter? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Or at least doesn't matter for us, right? Doesn't matter for us. But it seems like it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks week 2. Nate is great in the chat. Says, yeah, J Love is running all over Abdul Carter and Arvel Reese. There's the optimism I was looking for. Love to see it. Sheesh. Again, until it's confirmed here by the NFL nerd in Aussie football, I'm not going to be updating the graphic here. But again, it does seem like week 2 is Seahawks. But does anybody remember how, like, this is long. Like, this is, I don't think I've ever waited until 12:10 p.m. to know what 3 games were for this schedule is. Like, by 1 o'clock last year, we knew what the schedule was. Like, we broke it down with all the leaks that ended up coming out. This is the longest we've ever had to wait for a schedule to drop by leaks. it's insane to me. It's insane to me. I've never, ever, ever had to wait this long. Yeah, still not seeing anything. Still not seeing anything. Javi in the chat says, Mike, if week 2 game is in Seattle, the league did them a solid. Best chance of Seattle getting a W. They'll have the banner and the bright side. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I mean, regardless if it's home or in AZ or Seattle, Seattle's had our number for a long time, for years on end. I'm not gonna be running to the casino to put my bet on the idea that the Cardinals are gonna win the Seattle Seahawks until they prove it, right? Until they prove that they can hang with them. But I've never, ever, ever waited this long for any Cardinals news, man. Never have I ever. It's crazy. Never have ever waited this long. It's nuts. Right now, we're thinking week 2 sounds like Seattle, but again, not fully committing. Seattle's going to take a step back this season. UOC, he never called plays before. Yeah, but that defense is still pretty nasty, though. That defense is still pretty nasty, man. So although I might agree with you offensively, they probably do take a little bit of a regression. But that defense is what really hindered the Cardinals, man. That defense really, really hindered the Cardinals. So, like, if this is an away game, then truly the Cardinals are starting 3 out of the 4 games of the season away. That's nuts. This is in Seattle. Like, let's say it's true. Let's say the Cardinals play the Seattle Seahawks in week 2 and it's in Seattle. That means 3 of your 4 games to start the season are away. That's insane. That's insane. Now, I did also see Josh Weinfuss of ESPN come out and say this. If all the leaks I've been seeing and receiving if all the leaks I've been seeing and receiving hold up, the Cardinals will be traveling a bunch earlier in the season. So he's saying, and I'm talking about Josh Weinfuss of ESPN saying that if the leaks I've been seeing and receiving hold up, the Cardinals will be traveling a bunch early in the season. So it seems like maybe Seattle, if it is week 2, that's going to be at Seattle as well. Dang. Yikes. Maybe they forgot to add the Cardinals. That's funny. They're probably like, oh, wait, what? The Cardinals are still a team? Nothing still. Nothing still. How has it been this long? We're just waiting right now. ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I know we're already 2 hours and 15 minutes in to this live stream, and we know already we only know just 2 games, potentially 3, right? We only know 2 games, potentially 3 right now. So nothing's really been, what's the word? Like, we haven't been provided very much information as of right now. So with that being said, we're just waiting right now. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're 2 hours and 16 minutes into this live stream, and we only know 2 confirmed and 1 potential maybe in Seattle in week 2. So let's do this real quick. I'll be right back. You guys talk amongst yourself here in the chat. Give me 1 or 2 more minutes or 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I will be flashing this on the screen so you guys can see this. This is what we know so far, but I will be right back. I need to get something to eat. I'll be right back. All right. All right, we're back. All right. Sorry. Needed to get some food, but we're back. Ready to go. And let's see if there's been anything announced so far. I don't know how we're 2 hours and 19 minutes into a dang stream. We only know 2 games. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Cardinals need to get on this, man. They need to get on this. Yeah, I just needed to get something, man. I was kind of fading. 2 hours and 19 minutes of being on a stream. Sheesh. Russell in the chat says Mike's dropping one like, sheesh, my goodness. Yeah, I needed to get something in my stomach, man. I'm starting to fade. And on top of that, I'm starting to fade because there's only 2 damn games that we know of. Only 2. Potentially 3 with the Hawks in week 2. We just don't know if it's going to be home or away right now. Right? That's the only thing that we don't know right now. Let me see if there's any updates here from Corbin K. Smith. Still the same update. Seahawks will play the Cardinals week 2. Waiting to hear whether it is in Seattle or Glendale. Yeah, that's been the update so far. And from there's been nothing. Okay, well, let's assume week 2 is Seattle. Let's do it that way. Yeah, we just don't know if it's going to be home or away right now. Let's assume that we do play Seattle week 2. There's a lot of week 3 announcements that have been already said. So maybe we can piece together, because right now the Saints don't have a week 3. We play the Saints. San Fran doesn't have a week 3. So maybe San Fran? So Saints, San Fran, Lions don't have a week 3. KC doesn't have a week 3. Ooh, maybe KC. Honestly, we might be able to figure out week 3 if Seattle is week 2. We might be able to figure out week 3 if Seattle is week 2. There's a lot of week 3 announcements already. A lot of week 3 announcements. So Saints could be in play. 49ers can be in play. Detroit can be in play. Potentially, Vegas can be in play. KC. And that's it, though. I mean, it's not that big of a list. Not bad, that big of a list. I think we play the Lions in week 3, maybe. Hey, get Mendoza early, man. But I also do want to see Beck versus Mendoza, though. I would love to see Beck versus Mendoza. Yo, how has there not been any updates for like 30 minutes? Where have these leaks gone, my guy? Where have these leaks gone? I bet Mendoza versus Beck early October. Love to see that. Ranger in the chat says start Beck week 1. I mean, I think it's going to contingent on Jacoby. I think that's contingent on Jacoby. If does he get signed or not? And I know that makes people mad when I say that, but I think it's contingent on if Jacoby Brissett gets paid or not. If he doesn't get paid, then we might be in business. But yeah, it's pushing towards 40 minutes right now, and there's been no updates. For the Cardinals. Past potentially the week 1 and week 4. Michael just come on, we need some news. Hell yeah, we need some news. Shar from the chat says Raiders will be our week 3 opponent, and it will be on Thursday. Ooh, you're talking. So that's gonna be our prime time? Because I think what are we granted one primetime game? It'd probably be Thursday. Then load it up. Beck versus Mendoza week 3 would be amazing. I would not mind that one bit. I would not mind that one bit. Let's see here. Let's read the comments here in the chat. We got Josh in the chat says, I like to see easier games towards the end of the season so Bet can start. I like that. I like that. I like that. RC3 in the chat says, I like Bane. Going to have Bosa's season after people didn't pick him, potentially. Yeah, I like Bane as well. Juan in the chat says, we're done through Murray. Yeah, well, the Murray days are over for us, man. No more speaking of Murray. Let's just hope the best for his endeavors. James says, maybe the Rams week 3. Oh, good Lord. No, I'm not. No. Then the football gods truly hate us if they give us Chargers, Hawks, and Rams. Good God. But I think the Rams already have a scheduled opponent in a week 3, though. Yeah, the Rams are playing the Broncos week 3. So that can't be. Yeah, so that can't be. Week 3 for the Cardinals, if Hawks is actually accurate, right? Week 3 for the Cardinals, if Hawks is actually accurate, the options are the 49ers, Saints, Detroit, where are we at? So Detroit, week 3, here we go. Vegas, the Raiders, right? Okay. So after them, Chiefs, also an option. Week 3. We don't play Houston. We don't play Cleveland. Dallas has, okay, perfect. We don't play Buffalo. We don't play Miami. We don't play New England. So the options for week 3, if the Hawks are truly week 2, are 49ers, Saints, Detroit, Vegas, or KC. Those are the options for week 3 for the Cardinals. Shoot, I'm probably going to come down with this freaking schedule way before this thing's leaked. Just give me breadcrumbs, man. Just give me breadcrumbs. Oh, here we go. We're seeing something here. JP Finley is saying that 2 West Coast trips for the Commanders per source. Week 6 is Monday Night Football versus the San Francisco 49ers, which I think that one was already announced, right? Yep, that was already announced, primetime. And then on top of that, they have the Cardinals on this slate again. They have the Cardinals week 12 versus the Commanders. Okay. So week 12 versus the Commanders, JP Finley from NBC Sports just said. So 25 minutes ago, he ended up, okay, here we go. Now we got something. Mackenzie with the super chat. What's up, Mackenzie? Appreciate you. $2 donation says, imagine having Seattle and 49ers back to back. Yeah, that would be brutal. That would be brutal. Okay, so week 12 looks like the Commanders, the Cardinals will be playing the Commanders. So we're getting this updated right now. And that's going to be at home. And that's going to be at home. So Cardinals versus Commanders week 12. Okay, so we're updating the schedule right now. So to kind of give you guys a visual of what it potentially can look like. Actually, let's take this one off one second. Appreciate the super chat, Mackenzie. Thank you so very much for the donation. Okay, like I said, you give me breadcrumbs, we're going to make something work here. We're going to make something work. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here's the update, ladies and gentlemen. The update is right here. Okay, now please keep in mind it's contingent, right? Contingent. Now, shout out here again to let me actually, what we'll do right now is we're going to do a real quick shout out here to the sponsors while we kind of wait and see how this all unfolds. But this is what it looks like so far. This is what it looks like so far. Week 3 can either be the 49ers, Saints, Detroit, Vegas, or KC. But this is what it looks like so far. Again, rumored, right? Rumored. Leaks so far. Now, real quick, let me do a real quick shout out to the sponsors of the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. Guys, keeping the lights on. Appreciate you again, Mackenzie, and all the super chatters that have super chatted. Julio, back to the Constitution, Mackenzie, One Avro, Kazi, Catalyst, Jonathan earlier as well. Thank you guys so much for the super chat. Appreciate y'all. Let me do a real quick shout out here to the sponsors. That's going to be Prize Picks. Right now, if you use promo code HMA, you do get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 in lineups. This is what I got cooking up here. Got Jahmyr Gibbs going for more than 3.5 receiving touchdowns. Michael Wilson going for more than 725.5 yards through the air. Trey McBride going for more than 6 receiving touchdowns. And Carson Beck starting for more than 3.5 games in the 2026 season. You can actually play some future lineups on Prize Picks. Make sure you check them out. Proud sponsors of the Easy Sports Fan throughout the entirety of the 2026 season. Everything will be in the description below of the video. Check out Prize Picks. Proud sponsors of the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. All right, let's get the conversation going, ladies and gentlemen. This is rumored what we know so far. This is rumored what we know so far. Cardinals, Chargers, week 1. Seahawks, Cardinals, week 2. We don't know if it's at home or away yet. Week 4, Cardinals versus Giants in New York. Week 12, we just saw Cardinals versus Commanders in AZ. So if this is true, this is what it looks like so far. Again, let me do a real quick update. Let me take a look here real quick. Seeing if there's any other updates. Okay, we're getting some more leaks. We're getting Panthers leaks now, all of a sudden. No Cardinals leaks, though, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we don't actually play the Panthers this year. So that doesn't really help us. But this is what it looks like so far. This is what it looks like so far. So now we wait. Now we wait. Shot from the chat says, what else have we come across? This is kind of what it looks like right now, rumored. Week 12, Cardinals, Commanders. Week 4, Cardinals, Giants, which we already knew. Week 2, Cardinals versus Seahawks. And week 1, Cardinals versus Chargers. That Seahawks game, we don't know if it's going to be home or away yet. But there definitely seems to be a reporter out there, Corbin K. Smith, that covers them for the Hawks. For Fox. And he's the one who actually initially reported that the Seahawks will be playing the Cardinals in week 2. They just don't know if it's going to be home or away yet. So, there's that. Yeah, I did see the Panthers. A lot of them just got leaked for the Panthers as well. Unfortunately, we don't play the Panthers this year. Because if we did, that would have helped us. That would have helped us out a little bit. Now, keep in mind, we're only hearing news because people, like reporters from their respective team, are the ones saying it, right? Like, we're not hearing anything from there's nothing been announced here by like AZ reporters, right, about the Cardinals. So, with that being said, unfortunately, it's the waiting game right now. I don't know how long we're gonna go for. We're probably only gonna go to like the 1 hour mark and then go right back live once we actually know the schedule. But I tell you, like it's usually like these mornings are usually a lot funner. And I know that's not a word, right? I know that's not a word, but these mornings are usually a lot more news coming out. This is the first time in a very long time that we're sitting 2.5 hours into a stream and we only know two confirmed, one potential, and one maybe, right? The four games that we're going to be flashing back up here in the screen again. Martin with the super chat says, what time does the schedule come out? It's supposed to be 4 p.m. AZ time. Let me confirm here real quick. Yeah, so it's actually 5 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern is what it's saying. 8 p.m. Eastern. So that puts us at 5 p.m. AZ time. So actually, it's 5 p.m. So we usually know a lot more heading in, like especially this morning. This is the first time in a very long time that we're not have not been able to see or hear anything else besides these little crumblets that we've been getting, right? So it's supposed to be 8 p.m. Eastern time. Outlaw says 4 p.m. So it's between 4 and 5. But again, appreciate you, Martin. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate the two. What we might do, we're gonna stay live here for the next 22 minutes, hoping and praying something comes out from this team. Hoping and praying something comes out for this team. Michael Fleur keeping things close to the vest. Feels like it. Absolutely feels like it. The Titans schedule has been leaked. Panthers schedule has been leaked. And of course, we're sitting here. Can y'all leak the Saints or the Detroit or Vegas schedule? That'll help us out. Give us something to talk about. Yeah, it looks like there's multiple people talking about Commanders and Cardinals week 12, right? This is kind of what we've heard and seen so far right here. Kind of from the rumors and the tea leaves that's been, reported out there. Cardinals Hawks, we just don't know if it's home or away. Cardinals Giants, week 4, and then week 12 Cardinals Commanders. So we probably will stay live until the 1 p.m. time, AZ time, which is going to give us about 20 minutes from now. There's nothing else that comes out. Should we just probably wait that 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. time and see what happens from there? It's probably what we're going to be doing moving forward. But let's read a few more comments here in the chat. Julio in the chat says, would not mind seeing back as well. That means everything is going to plan. The Cardinals fan in the chat says, everything goes well. We might sneak into the playoffs. I think Michael Fleur, and I believe he can reawaken Marv. I hope so too, man. Hope so too. Hope so too. Sharp from the chat says Sean Murphy Bunting's still on the team. Yeah, he's back on the team. Yep. He's back on the team. He's probably the veteran still. I mean, we don't know when Garrett Williams is going to be ready to go, right? Yeah, man, Garrett Williams getting hurt the way that he did is brutal. It's brutal. So, Sean Murphy Bunting might have a play. Adrian in the chat, what's up, brother? He says, I don't know if you talked about this already, but do you think we only win 4 to 5 games this season? A lot of people have us winning. Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to predict, man. It really is. I mean, I've come out and said the Cardinals are going to win like 9 or 10 games in the last 3 years, and we lose less. Obviously, 2 years ago, we won 8 games, so it was kind of closer to that margin that year. But it's so hard to predict. Like, the Cardinals could have been a better team last year if they probably had better coaching, probably had a better offense, if we had a run game, if we had a better offensive line. But it's a lot of what ifs, right? It's so hard to predict. Of course, we are going to be doing our prediction once we get the schedule down, and but you never know. Like, if the Cardinals start off and they beat the Chargers in week 1, and I'm saying if I get it, I'm not saying I have the Cardinals beating the Chargers. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if that could spark some very, very good confidence for this team that nobody really has them winning very much, right? So I think somebody in the chat said it perfectly. I think they said floor 3 wins, ceiling, I think they said 7 or 8 wins. I can see that happening. I can see that happening for the Cardinals. I mean, granted, we don't know what Michael LaFleur is, right? Michael LaFleur is the biggest X factor right now. We don't know what type of offense he's going to run. We don't know, right? We don't know. So right now, it's just kind of a wait and see. Michael in the chat, what's up, man? He says, when do we play you guys? Well, you tell me, Michael. I mean, we got one report out there, and you tell me, because obviously I don't really follow Seahawks news very much, but I'm seeing a guy that is a reporter for for Fox. His name is Corbin K. Smith. He ended up saying that the Cardinals will be playing the Seahawks in week 2. Now, we don't know if it's home or away, but this is kind of what we got going on right now. But the report from this Cardinals and Seahawks came from Corbin K. Smith. I believe he's a reporter from Fox in Seattle. So I guess you tell me. I mean, he has a lot of following, so it could very well be. I mean, he seems like he has a big following, so I don't really have any reasons to not kind of take his word for it. But he's the one who originally said Cardinals will be playing the Seahawks in week 2, and then the Cardinals playing the Commanders week 12, and then week 4 the Giants, and then week 1 the Chargers. But yeah, week 2 we don't know if it's home or away right now. We do not know if it's home or away right now, unfortunately. Like I said, once we know the schedule, we will go back live again. So by 4:30, we'll probably go live again. But like I said, this time last year, a couple years ago, this morning was fun. And I'm not saying it's not fun now. Obviously, I love talking to you guys, but like last year and the year prior, we had the whole freaking schedule before they announced it. Like, we had like probably 1 or 2 wrong, right? We had 1 or 2 wrong. But I kid you not, this time last year and the year prior, we brought this bad boy down. We're like, oh yes, this is gonna happen here, this is gonna happen there. Now, is it gonna be like more closer to the actual release? Probably. But yeah, I mean the updates kind of stopped coming in, especially for the Cardinals. We don't really see very much more updates right now for the Cardinals, so we're probably going to close up shop in the next 15 minutes here. But yeah, this day was so much funner, man. This day was so much funner. The last couple years, it was much more fun. I guess that's the accurate way of saying it. It was much more fun the last 2 years. But unfortunately, now I guess we have to wait for the 5 o'clock hour when when this is truly going to be when it's going to be announced. CBS does also say between now and 5 p.m. So once we know when the schedule is, boom, we're going to go live. Once we know what the schedule is going to look like for the Cardinals, boom, we'll go live. We'll be able to break it down much easier than now. I honestly thought we were going to have a lot more leaks than we do. Adrian in the chat says they got us tweaking for Man, we're starving, brother. We're starving for freaking NFL content right now, man. Starving for NFL content. It's the unfortunate nature of the beast, but yeah, it's the here, moment. But yeah, it's the next big thing right now. Obviously because it's mini camp, it's all voluntary right now. We're seeing people throwing shorts and people get excited about it. So it's kind of the next big thing right now until we know the full schedule where we can actually break down, okay, this is the win, this is a loss, this is a win, this is a loss, right? It's tough though. Michael in the chat says, I really hope we're at home week 2. Yeah, for your sake, yeah. You don't want to be in the Red Sea you don't want to be here at the Red Sea and get outran in Glendale. Just kidding. We know, regardless of where we play Seattle, and I'm talking about from a Cardinals perspective, if it's here or if it's there, it's probably going to be a Seattle home field advantage. Let's be real. I went to Thursday Night Football this last week, and I kid you not, there was so much Seahawks fans there. So many Seahawks fans. And I know you're probably saying week 2 because you want to go there, and that's probably where you're from in Seattle. But yeah, home field advantage is not very good when Seattle comes into town, unfortunately. Randall in the chat says we play the Saints week 16, confirmed. Give me a little bit more, man. Give me a little bit more, Randall. And where is it coming from, if you don't mind me asking? Here we go. We got some more from NFL Nerd coming out here. You said Saints and Cardinals? Who are you seeing it from, man, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I already read Randall's chat. I'm seeing it here. You're saying week 16 we're going to the Saints? It's so late. Okay. So you're saying that so you're saying that I'm gonna wait. I'm sorry. I'm gonna wait. I mean, he could be right. I'm gonna wait. But I appreciate you for telling me. I'm gonna wait though. I don't know. I mean, you can put this down on yours. That's completely fine. I get it. But I'm gonna wait. But if that's the case, man, I would really want the Saints a little earlier than that late into the season. But I did see the chat saying where they heard it from. I'm gonna wait before I maybe hear somebody else say it as well. Let's see here. Michael in the chat saying, yeah, I don't know why, but every time we play you guys in Glendale, 2 of 3 of your starters get hurt. Oh, of our starters get hurt. I'm scared of playing in your stadium this early. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, it's not a good yeah, it's definitely not good for you guys. You guys do get hurt a lot over here, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you're right. Silver Clay in the chat says, "What's the schedule looking like right now?" It's dude, I'm telling you, this has been such the longest. Like, how we only have 4 spots filled here is beyond me. How we only have 4 spots here is beyond me. Now, another one you want to throw in there, week 16. The people in the chat here are saying Saints in week 16. I'm not going to fill it up on mine yet until I get the confirmation. But if you want to say 15 games, you can go ahead and do that. But these are the 4 ones right now that I'm confident saying that they're probably going to happen this way. But we're getting close to 3 hours into the stream right now, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hours into the stream right now, and we do not know any more than this. Is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Be in the chat saying, Mike, we know the 49ers schedule. Let's see what weeks are available for the Cardinals to play them. Well, if you look at the 49ers right now, there's a lot of their games being, what's the word? Like announced already, right? For week 3 for the Cardinals, these are the options for week 3. These are the options: 49ers, Saints, Detroit, Vegas, and KC. Unless something's changed here that I have not updated my list yet. Let me just double check real quick. KC, Vegas, Detroit still doesn't have a week 3. Saints still don't have a week 3. 49ers still. Yeah, so these are the teams if Seahawks are playing week 2. If Seahawks are playing week 2. 49ers, Saints, Detroit, Vegas, and KC are week 3, or at least they're slotted to be a week 3 matchup for the Cardinals. Right? Now, as far as the 49ers go, which available, spots do they have? Well, right now, the available spots is week 3, week 5, week 7, week 8, week 9, and week 14. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots. 6 spots right now available, and that's not including their bye week. So technically 5 spots. And within those 5 spots, 2 of those are going to be the Cardinals. 2 of those are going to be the Cardinals. So maybe week 3? Potentially. I mean, potentially. It's just, like I said earlier. Give me 1 second. 49ers. Week 6. Yeah, it's does the NFL release a schedule to the team? The NFL, yeah. I'm pretty sure the team by now has it. I'm pretty sure the team right now has it because the social media teams, everybody's got to get graphics all ready to go. So I'm pretty sure the teams have it already. It's just they don't announce them until the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour, right? Once we know that more, it's going to be a little easier to kind of put this in place because, like I said earlier, if the Cardinals play Seahawks indeed in week 2, then the only other options for the Cardinals to play in week 3 are 49ers, Saints, Detroit, Vegas, and KC. Those are the options in week 3. We know what week 4 is. And I know people in the chat said that they know what week 16 is going to be. I'll have you put that on there if you want. I'm going to wait a little bit just to make sure. But this is what I have confidence in right now. Cardinals, Commanders, week 12. Week 1, Cardinals, Chargers. Week 2, Seahawks, Cardinals. We just don't know if that's home or away for Cardinals. And then week 4, Cardinals versus Giants. I don't remember being live 3 hours in and we only have 4 games. Borderline 5 games. I don't remember this one bit, man. This is a first. This is definitely a first. Adrian in the chat says, Mike, I'm expecting Love to get 20 plus carries a game or close to that. Under 10 is unacceptable. That's fair. That's fair. Also, keep in mind, this is the same organization that didn't look at Marvin Harrison Jr. a multitude of different times. Now, granted, completely different coaching staff. I get it. But I agree, man. I would love to see him be the workhorse, right? I would love for him to be the workhorse. It's just right now, we'll see. I mean, they brought in Tyler Algier for a reason. Hank Hill in the chat says Kyler just needed to get out of AZ. Now he'll win. Let's see. Let's see. Good luck to Kyler and his endeavors, man. Good luck to him. Silver Clay in the chat says if we go 0-2 with Brissett, I think they'll start Beck. Probably. 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 Randall in the chat says it won't matter that late anymore. I think you're talking about what the... Michael in the chat says, when is the Cards bye week? Also, when is your ideal bye week? I like it towards the middle. I like it towards the middle of the season. I don't like it too early, and I don't like it too late. Ideal? 9? 8? That would be ideal. 8 or 9? Kind of in the middle of the season. But, again, Cardinals don't have international games. Cardinals don't really have primetime games, probably with the exception of maybe Thursday night. And then we'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to try to see if there's any other updates right now. Smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already, though. If you guys haven't already smacked the like button, do me that massive favor. Smack up the like button. Appreciate you guys for being here. I don't mind them so much. I don't mind the international games. I think it does like suck for those players though. I mean, they get to travel. I think that's cool for them. But like, I don't mind them so much. Like, it's cool to kind of really wake up early. Like, Sundays are a big deal for me. Like, you wake up early and you can, hang out and watch games from like when you wake up to the end of the night, right? It's really cool to have a full dosage of football. So I don't mind them very much, but I hate the fact that you don't really are able to watch them, and they put them on every single different platform under the sun. Like, that is the streaming services under the sun. Like, that's what's terrible with the NFL product right now. Well, the thing is that the NFL is king. People are going to watch it, right? People are going to watch it because it's king. People want to consume football. But I don't mind the internationals game so much. No, yeah, week 3 camp. That's too early. Yeah, no. Ideally, for me, I probably would say late. Maybe week 8 or 9 would be my ideal. But again, all right, we got 1 more minute. You better give some damn Cardinals news. 1 more minute. If not, let's close up shop until the 4 p.m. hour. If not 4 p.m. hour, then the 5 p.m. hour. Once the schedule is actually released, then we'll go out and react together. So if you guys are just joining in right now, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You will be seeing a live stream. It's going to be set for a specific time, but once we know it, we're going to go live right there, right? So if you guys are just joining, appreciate you guys for tuning in. We've hit the 1 o'clock hour, and for the love of God, we only got this. Good God. We only got this so far. I don't remember a time that this has happened where we're being on a stream for 3 hours and we only got these little 4 games here. That's crazy to me. And then the 2 of these games were before we started this live stream. I don't remember a time where this has happened. But again, Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be closing up shop right here. And then we do another real quick shout out here to the sponsors of the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. Guys, keeping the lights on. That's going to be Price Picks. Of course, use promo code HMA. You get $50 instantly when you play your first $5. Everything will be in the description below of the video. Make sure you check out Price Picks. Supporting sponsors also helps me out tremendously. So make sure you check them out if you are of age. Of course, gamble responsibly and within your means as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out here to Price Picks. Everything will be in the description below of the video. I will see you guys a little later on tonight once we know what this whole schedule looks like moving forward. Thank you guys, all the super chatters. Again, let me do a real quick shout out to the super chatters. Martin, Mackenzie, One Avro, Jonathan, Back to the Constitution, Julio, Bart, Mark, Kazi, Catalyst. Thank you guys for the super chats. I will see you guys in a little bit. Later, guys. Peace out. Go Cardinals.